I messed up. What's going on? I have a sore throat, so we'll see how long I can go. And I apologize about that. Like I'm on my Chromebook. Like I said, I'm still here in my office just because the basement has a lot of it had water damage, pretty dry now. But everything is like torn up and ripped up and everything. And I can actually get on the computer. Like it's not it it was in a lot of like humidity and parts of it was in water, but I was able to boot it up and work on some, but the sound, I can't get the sound working. So I just thought I'll let it go. And just for like a timeline, probably be like another month before like I'm actually down there again. I was just thinking about that with the contractors. A lot of work. It's like work. It's like work from like the military. It's like project management stuff. And I'm just like, I'm tired. And now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm sick or it's allergies. I think I've talked about this before, but like I get these sore throats and now kind of just takes me out of the flow of everything. But hopefully everyone's doing well. Hey, Winstar, making it work. How are you? Tim Mark, YouTube. Hey, how are you doing? I was actually watching Winstar play earlier. I was playing Plague Tale Requiem. So it was kind of cool watching you. And then when I came back Wednesday, you're done. I was like, I wasn't even gone that long. No game shooting for a month. It doesn't look like a roster unless it just doesn't, because it's like, I don't know if you've ever had it or if anybody in chat's ever had it, but when you get water damage in your house, and it doesn't have to be from like a flood, it could be from like a pipe or like maybe you had an aquarium that popped. You get a lot of water in your house. What they have to do is they basically do something that they call a flood cut. And that means they go up to the wall and they go 2 feet up from the ground of the wall and they just cut all that. And the reason they have to do that is because the the drywall starts to swell and it can create mold, but also the insulation, once it gets wet, it kind of goes bad too and it retains water. So they have to like cut all of that. And so like, yeah, like the entire basement has like an opening that's like 2 feet. This isn't even to say the carpet, like all the carpet's gone. So all the carpet and padding, so all that's down there right now, from like a structural standpoint, is like 2 feet of open wall across the basement and cement. So it's like my sound's all off, everything's all off. So I'm just like, it's gonna take a second. It's gonna take a second. Hey Wit, what's going on? No worries, one star. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully all is well. Thanks for dropping by. Y'all, if y'all did not know, Windstar, one of our first Shades of Purple alums, as well as Stadia veteran, as well as US Army veteran, starting to stream again. He's going to start streaming again. So we're super excited for When Easy. Yep, it's about 24 inches roster. That's right. Yeah. So they did that everywhere. Um, and and then like, I don't know if y'all remember, I would have to pull up like an old stream, but like usually like where Remy would, if you saw Remy on the stream, if you can go back to some of those older video, like it could be any of them actually. There's always a couch like or a sofa he was on. Yeah, that got ruined. So like that room doesn't have like any furniture. Um, like doesn't have a lot of stuff. Like no, like the stuff on the walls I had, all that had to be taken down. So it's kind of like has taken a lot out of me from just an energy standpoint because like the holidays, like I was working, like it's a lot of stress because you're trying to figure out how to stop the water. And we did that, or I did that, the plumbers did that, water mitigation did that. And then at the same time, you're tired because it's the end of the year. Like I think when you get older, like you cherish those times for a break. And it's like I was on the entire time. And now it's like the insurance and the claims process. And that's like two different processes, right? There's like the structural part, and then there's personal property part, which I talked a little bit about last time. And then you have to work with like the mortgage company because they're like, because I have a mortgage, like I have to like go to them for certain things. It's just like, it's like work, is the best way I can put it. It's like you're literally working. And so when you have that, and then you come back to actual work, and like some of y'all know this, like I have actually like a couple of different things I do, like my own companies as well as some other stuff I do. So I like that's all ramping up. And especially this year we had like a really big investment I was doing. So like it's just tiring. And so like when I see like when's the next time I'm gonna stream again? And it's like I don't even have my studio or and I start getting sick like this. It's just like I'm tired. And so there's kind of that like trying to get hungry again or trying to get the energy again, especially at this point where um like I can definitely afford like without the claims knowing that money is going to come back to reimburse me. But it's just like it's like a whole like project management, like, and that just takes a lot out of me. Hey Simpleton, what's going on? So that's why I say that. So that's why like um I can join some streams here and there just because I can still bring the Switch around. But even then, like I'm just tired. I think that's like the biggest that's the theme. And it's sad because it's the beginning of the year and everybody's like have so much energy. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm tired. So we'll see. We'll see. See if we can turn it around here. But it's gonna take some momentum to get it back going. But this stream is easy. This one is just easier because all I need is my camera. And I just do research anyway, or some of the stuff is already like I'm looking at. So this one's easier to do um from a technology standpoint. This one's way easier to do. Um, but for the stream, I need my PC and stuff, and the Xboxes, which the Series X is giving me problems, and that one was in the water. That one got pretty messed up. The Series S, not so much, but the Series X got pretty messed up. And I saw that this weekend when we were playing Orcs Must Die. I was having all sorts of issues. I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal, but no, it got messed up. Hey, Kami, what's going on? I know you watched that whole stream from last week. And so that's good. I'm tired too, and I don't have an excuse of a flood. Oh, okay. What's up, Crow? But I will say this, Crow, you've actually I may get because down there in the studio, if you remember what I had, I don't know what they're gonna do for personal property, like what I'm gonna get. But back I had a special edition Tears of the Kingdom Switch. So if they give me the replacement value for that, I'm actually gonna probably get the Diablo Nintendo Switch, and you gave me that idea. So I gotta thank you for that. Because they're like around the same price. So we'll see. I don't know though. That's this week. That like next week. That's like a whole week out until we get that number. If you need time back tomorrow, hey, no worries, Wit. I should be. I may do what I do normally, where I say like push out to 4 to give me time to get back on the train. So we'll see. I got to see what my schedule is. This one, I like this week. I literally have had like I had like 6 or 7 meetings that are spread out between like Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. And it always happens like this. Everybody like starts to cancel, reschedule, and they all put it on the same day, and which is Friday tomorrow. And that really like annoys me because I'm like, I don't like Friday work weeks, like during the work week is like my Sunday weekend. Like I don't like I like to close things out. I don't like to be given like new like, hey, what do you think about this? Like today, someone came up to me. I was like, when they come up to you and they ask you, like, hey, would you like to like uh your team do this? And I'm like, no. It's literally what I told her, but I'm gonna have to do it. I still haven't seen confirmation, just rumors so far. No, I meant the Diablo Switch, the Diablo 3 Switch version. I guess that's what I meant. The Switch version of Diablo 3. Like just having that as like a prop or something. I may get that. Hey Rebecca. Um, so yeah, but we got some news today. We got a lot of news today, actually. Not like a ton of like ground shaking news, but I do want to go pretty deep because so Audi's asked me about this. Zalix asked me about it. I think we touched on it a little bit on Cowboys stream of like before the holidays, and that has to do with the entire uh, Warner Brothers Discovery and Netflix and Paramount. So I'm going to go a little deeper into that today because I think it is pretty interesting because it's now starting to get like interesting in my point of view. And I think there's a lot of like turns still to play out. And I think I've already told y'all where I think this is ultimately going to land. But I want to talk about why, like, if you think of it as a chess match, both of them have like pretty compelling cases right now, meaning both Netflix and Paramount. And I want to talk about that because I think it is really interesting. We obviously have some stuff with EA. I don't think that's as interesting. It could, though. It could get interesting. And we have some other stuff with Discord. So we have like a lot of like, from a gaming standpoint, it's like not as interesting, but from like business decisions that impact gaming, every single one of these has a huge implication. Like huge implication. Maybe not so much Netflix, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. So where do y'all want to start? Let's start here. Let's start here. Because I thought this was kind of cool. I will admit, I've never played this game, but I know a lot of I don't know a lot about it. But Animal Crossing launched their Switch 2 edition. So you could get the upgrade. They also launched an update to it. So the update came through, and the upgrade, if I'm not mistaken, is $5 for the Switch 2 version. They also launched it ahead of schedule, which I thought that was like kind of a cool little surprise there. I am really curious where they see Animal Crossing going. Like, because Animal Crossing is like literally the definition of live service. So I thought that was kind of an interesting one. To say the least. And so if you've played this, let me know. I'm playing. You are. How do you like it, Rebecca? How do you like it? How do you like Animal Crossing? I'm trying to like, like when your throat is like, I don't know, dry, sore. Try and get some liquids in me. But I thought it was kind of cool. This is actually one of the bigger titles on Switch. I mean, in the Nintendo ecosystem. And so I'm really curious how, like, will this bring people to Switch knowing that there's like an update for Switch 2? Is it that much of an update for Switch 2? Like, because this is a relatively new franchise for Nintendo, but it's a massive player base. I'm actually really interested from like just purely a player perspective. How are they responding to this? And does that mean Nintendo, like, what does that mean going forward? That's it. Hey, what's Assassin's Creed New H train? NH, what's NH? Animal, oh, you're, I was like Assassin's Creed. You're thinking Animal Crossing New Horizons. My bad. It's just, do you like it? So how do you like it? How do you like it? Cause I don't play it. Like my Switch franchises are Zelda and Pikmin. Those are my two. So I don't really play Animal Crossing. Hytale, I was watching Jeff play Hytale yesterday. Or I was listening to Jeff play Hytale yesterday. Let me say it like that. I was listening to him play Hytale. So I don't have any opinions. What did you, I know a lot of y'all are super high on that game though. Like I think like several of y'all put that as like your number one game of the year for like 2026. Y'all are like most looking forward to one. Decorating a slumber island right now. That's cool. I like Animal Crossing a lot during the panorama. I mean pandemic went. The panorama. Yeah, mainly Ital. I get it. I get it. But yeah, I saw it. I saw it too. That's where I said. Did Jeff mention you can't buy it on Steam yet? No, I did. He didn't mention he can't buy it on Steam yet. Why not? Hightail? Okay, it looks good. Really, Cherry Man, you play Animal Crossing? Cherry Man, y'all. Shout out to Cherry Man. Cherry Man is like every Nintendo like update or news. Cherry Man has you covered. Like for real. I don't even like. I don't know anybody else. Maybe Lens of Truth. Lens of Truth and Cherry Man. Those two have like any Nintendo update. Those two have it. You heard about Hightail? Like, see, I need it to go because it was just on. Like Jeff's stream came on. I was finishing up some stuff and or I saw the update or something. I don't know, but his stream started playing. But I didn't really take an interest into the game, but I knew because I was like, oh, it's like Hyrule. Just in my mind, I was like, oh, it's like Hyrule, but it wasn't. I don't know. Don't ask me. It was this weird like connection I made with Hyrule. It brought you back. Dang, so it's that good. Okay. I sound under the weather a little bit, just a little bit. That's why I put sore throat in the title. Because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this one. But here I am. Here I am. I got like a couple of like I gotta get through my pacing, see how we do. That lets you decorate 3 new islands besides your main one. So one is going to be a teddy bear picnic. What? When I hear stuff like this, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Jeff would know better, but apparently they don't want people downvoting Hytale while it's in early access. But I thought everybody likes it. But I mean, that makes sense. Like if it's still early access, y'all know Purple is one of the people who does not like early access. I just like don't send me the game unless it's ready. Like I totally get like some people like beta testing or alpha testing. Not me. Not me. That's not my thing. I don't get paid to test your game out. I don't think it's cool. Like, I just show me the like the main product. It could my number 2 game of the year. Really, really outy. That's early out of the gate. Nintendo released the year in review, and it reminded me of my hours put into Animal Crossing was crazy. But yeah, so I actually that would have been kind of cool. My year in review. My year in review was mostly Nintendo. It was mostly Mario Kart, followed by Pikmin, followed by Shinobi. And then I think I had some other like briefly. There was a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom because I tried to get back into that. But those are the main ones. Oh, Sonic Racing surprisingly made a surge to the top on that. Don't ask me how, but it did. he really isn't into Animal Crossing either. Really? I mean, I can see Linz. I mean, Linz is he's into a lot of them, but I feel like Animal Crossing is such a, I don't know. There's obviously you have people like Isurus, right? Who's really good at Mario Kart. Um, Also in Animal Crossing. Rebolica does Animal Crossing and Mario Kart. Linz is into like I would say probably 80% of other like Nintendo first party IP I would say is Linz is into. But again, I'm not I haven't gotten really into it, but that's not to say I wouldn't. It just I haven't really been into it. Am I feeling okay other than the sore throat? Like what? Like do I have a fever or chills? I'm mostly just tired. I'm the same. I'm done beta testing. Yes, girl, I'm with you, man. It's frustrating. I already spent way too much time decorating resorts in my island, so doing more with decorating hotel rooms is a-okay. Oh, that's super cool. I heard there was this thing there. I heard, hey, Paul's here. Cult of Lamb has been catching my eye recent and Reanimal. Yes, Reanimal. We're gonna talk about Reanimal here. Well, we may talk a little bit about Reanimal here. All right, so that's Animal Crossing. It's out. Updates out. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, go knock yourself. If you aren't and you want to get into it, it's awesome time to get into it. Has a Switch 2 update if you have a Switch 2, but you don't have to play it. You can still do it on Switch 1. So yeah. So that is Animal Crossing. There's another one coming from Rebolica. Sims had another update. Another so I don't quite understand this. I'm gonna have to watch Rebolica play this. So it has like a crossover with Bridgerton and Game of Thrones. So what I'm assuming is like you have like different characters or different scenarios from when I watched Rebolica play Sims. That's what I'm understanding. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's like I don't know, to me, it's like they have a roadmap that's clear, like regardless of what the EA deal in Saudi Arabia have going on. To me, they have this roadmap and it's kind of like set and off to the races. That's my thing. And this just proves it. Like they're just like moving forward with whatever they have planned. What if Animal Crossing removed all the animals? I heard you could kick people off. You could kick animals off your island, which I think that would feel kind of like mean. Not long ago, I'm just crying myself. Picked up the physical for the collection. Really? Oh, Paul, do you have all Switch too? Do you have like a pretty big physical collection? This will work well with it. Nice. Rebellion, I saw this. So I was like, oh, we gotta put this one in. We gotta put this one in. I got Sims news. Which is always like one of the top 5 games in the gaming community that doesn't get that type of respect. Um, so there you go. We have Sims. You're gonna have to let us know when you stream this expansion path. And we'll get you back into it. And then I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more of these like kind of brief ones. And then I'm going to do a trailer, and then we're gonna get into like the business ones. And so the final one that I want to talk to, and because I feel like this relates to EA in a weird way. Final thing I'm going to talk to before we get to like trailers is Bobby Kotick. So if you don't remember, Bobby Kotick, former CEO of Activision Blizzard, says consoles are doing so poorly, it proves he was right to sell Activision Blizzard to Microsoft for $69 billion. Now, I think this is kind of a little bip of like revisionist history here, because I don't think his intent was to sell Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. I think his whole intention was not to go to jail. But more importantly, and we talked about this about 6 months ago, I don't think we're done seeing Bobby Kotick. You know, I totally believe Bobby Kotick is going to come back and do something in gaming again. I don't know what, He's gonna be like an advisor. He might be like an interim CEO. He might be on like a board, but I don't think we're done seeing him. And this is kind of, if we think about uh 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago to the day, was when the Activision Blizzard King deal was announced. And so if that means 4 years ago, that means roughly 4 years ago in 2 months, or 4.5 years ago, Bobby Kotick was under an immense amount of pressure because of all the workplace harassment claims against him. Seems like the United States, especially, can only remember things 3 years ago. They can't remember 4 years ago. They can remember things 3 years ago. Don't ask me why. And I think this is Bobby Kotick's like redemption tour. I he from a business perspective was a very successful CEO. Um, there are companies that are trying to cut costs, trying to turn more profit. Bobby Kotick is like that sports coach that's won championships and he's there. And I think with him kind of coming out from under the shadows and stuff, he's trying to position himself to lead again. That's like my crystal ball. But that's just my thing. He's trying to change his narrative. He's trying to like, oh, the sex harassment claims are long gone. And to be very honest, as sad as this is going to sound, I think it's true. Had those claims came out in 2025, 2026, I don't think there would have been the political pressure to remove them. I just don't. So I think he's sensing a comeback, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do not think this is the last time we will hear about Bobby Kotick in 2026. I'll say it like that. Excited also added a lot of Sims from Sims 2. Oh, cool. And you have a lot of time on Sims 2. I have like 27 or 28 physical games at the moment for Switch U. I have 13. I know that because they had an inventory of them. Did you see the Idios Montreal is reportedly making a quadruple base on a new IP? What? No, I didn't see that. Is there anybody even at Idios Montreal? That's a lot of A's, man. That's a lot of A's. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to a trailer. Let's get to a trailer. Well, we're gonna start with this one because next week is actually my most anticipated game. Launches for 2026. Launches next week. It's already downloaded on the Switch. But let's see this because they just dropped this trailer to get us all excited about it. So I'm gonna show that, and then we're gonna get into some business. All right. So as Mio Memories in Orbit, as you can see, it's going to have a pretty extensive skill tree involved for a Metroidvania. Again, I just to make it very clear, this is my most anticipated game for 2026. Um, Even though it's my most anticipated, I don't think I'm actually going to play until the end of next week. Even though it comes out like I think on Tuesday of next week. But it looks like it's extensive. I'm really excited about the art style. I'm really excited about just like is it abstract storytelling? I'm not too sure yet, but it does look like I'm excited. The trailer's still there. It's still exciting me or making me excited, exciting me. Is that the right way we say that? Yeah, RE Paul, I'm really excited for it too. You like games like yeah, this is purposeful. Yep. It looks so nice. It does. It does. I hear it's going to be Game Pass on game. I will definitely play it. Yep, it will. It will. I bought it. I think it's the same cost as like a Game Pass subscription. So I don't know. You don't know my thing. I think it should be good. It should be good. So we'll see it. But if it does, if you have Game Pass, go for it. If you don't, I think it's 30 or 27. I forget what the pre-order price was. I know I had like 10% off because of the pre-order. And it's coming out next Tuesday. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, but all right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got some news. We got some news. We got some news. I told you this news, all of these different things are gonna like kind of converge into the bigger thing. So the first thing I want to talk about, we're gonna go like kind of what it means to a little bit bigger to like finally the Warner Brothers deal because I do want to spend a little bit of time on that. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is this one. Saudi Arabia's public investment fund has moved to consolidate its expansive gaming investment, shifting about 12 billions worth of shares, including a stake in Nintendo, to its Savvy Games subsidiary. So a lot of this has to do with there's some talk that Saudi Arabia is going to go public, right? Which would be an interesting take. It'd be and it's not just for games. This is also for a lot of stuff. And if they do go public, these types of debt consolidation moves or these types of moves are they're just preparing for that, in my opinion. And so uh I expect there to be more of these. Like they have a huge portfolio. I think they're gonna raise a ton of capital. Um and I think they're really, really making some moves on the scene. I expect, EA to be part of this. Like it's a little bit different because in the United States we think of like I think the model we have in our mind is um like Xbox and how Xbox has bought a bunch of stuff or 2K. You could think of 2K. Like 2K is like this one company and they have all gaming. But in a lot of other parts of the world, they have like these ginormous like conglomerates and portfolios. And the Sovereign Wealth Fund is one of those things that has just everything under the sky underneath it. What I find most interesting about this is just how quickly um, things have turned in Saudi Arabia's favor. I think over the last 12 years, geopolitically, Saudi Arabia is like one of the biggest winners of it. Like we've totally forgotten so much of it. And I say this when I say we've forgotten so much about Saudi Arabia, I say this from someone who's like been an adult for like the last 25, 30 years, right? And there was a time where like Saudi Arabia was not really looked at like that fondly upon, right? If we think about the World Trade Center bombing in the early 90s, if we think about the World Trade Center attacks, 9/11, if we think about just a lot of just like turmoil in the Mid East, we think about like how like some of the atrocities Saudi Arabia has done. We think about some of the killings, the assassinations that they've done, that they've been pretty open and public about. For them to be in this position to be, in my opinion, probably one of the top three most important gaming entities for an industry in entertainment. If we think about gaming as like probably the largest entertainment industry, and what I mean by that, I'm looking at books, music, movie, television. If we look across that whole in games, if we look across that whole thing, video games is like the largest. And to see Saudi Arabia really dominate that, or not just dominate, but own a large slice of it, given where they were just like not that long ago, is really, really interesting to me. I think it's purely a financial play. I think it's purely a diversification, right? They see the writing on the wall that oil is not going to be kind of like the main driver. I know that may sound a little weird given what's going on in in the Western Hemisphere right now, but oil as a commodity is not going to be as important as a driver as other things. And so as oil goes, so does Saudi Arabia's traditionally their um, leverage goes. But now we see like, especially in some of these other things where they're really controlling culture in a way, uh, it's just really interesting. Um, and so I say all that to say, this is just debt consolidation. This is just them moving, making it really unique, tightening up their books more or less, which I think anybody would do this at this point. And I expect to hear more moves coming out of them for the next several years to go. I'm on the last boss of 9 Years of Shadows, but I have a missing blue note, so I haven't rolled credits yet. 9 Years of Shadows. I might really simpleton. How hard was that? Like 9 Years of Shadows to me was difficult. That was a difficult game. Not difficult to the point where I thought it was impossible. Difficult to the point where I'm like, oh man, like I finished two bosses, and I'm somewhere like if you're looking at the map, I'm somewhere like where kind of like 10, 11 o'clock would be. It's like where all the poison is. It's where I'm at. And so, but yeah, what did you think of it? What did you think of that one? Hey, Nathaniel, Net official. How are you? I'm doing my voice is sore, if you can't tell. I have a deep voice, but it's usually not this deep. All right. So Saudi Arabia, like I said again, I think these things don't really have a big impact on like day-to-day gaming, has a huge impact on the direction of gaming. Yeah, I mean, when you talk about this type of money being thrown around by these big geopolitical players, uh, it's just different. That's all I can say. Like, I think gaming for the longest has been dominated by Western and Japanese studios. The next 5 to 10 years is not gonna look like that. Like, you're gonna continually see other player groups dominate. And I don't know how the US player base is gonna respond to that. Um, so we shall see more about that. All right. So Saudi Arabia. All right. Here's my next one. It's also one that is not necessarily a big deal, but a lot of business stuff, and that's Discord. So, if you did not know, Discord is a privately owned company. They are trying to go public, which is what I just said Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund was about to do. But this one, the reason why this one has a little bit bigger implications is because this is a little bit more immediate, and it's going to see how much investor appetite is really going for games. So I wasn't streaming when this happened back like 4 years ago, but I was definitely like tracking the business implications of it. And that was Microsoft nearly bought Discord literally like 9 years ago or 4 years ago. Discord rejected it. Discord said no. And at the time, Microsoft was going to pay, I believe, $12 billion. And Discord said, thanks, but no thanks. Currently, Discord is valued at around $7 billion. And so this is going to see like, do they hold that $7 valuation? Do they go up to like 12? Maybe it's worth $20 billion. The reason why I mention this is just because Discord, everybody, I have a Discord server. A lot of people use Discord. It has this huge user group, like weekly, monthly active user group. It's pretty big. And for about the last 15 years, if you had like a large player base or a large customer group or a large group of people who use your product, you got a lot of money. You didn't have to necessarily show that you could turn that, you can monetize it. Big example of this is Twitter, right? Like if y'all remember when Jack Dorsey was selling Twitter to Elon Musk, um, there was this huge thing about like Twitter doesn't actually make money, but people were like, yeah, but they have 100 million users, blah, 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 blah. Well, flash forward several years, and now we see that gaming in particular is really, really susceptible to this, where you have a lot of companies who have been given a lot of capital to do things, but investors are starting to become really skeptical about if they're going to see a return on their investment. Discord is going to be the first one in 2026 to see, like, hey, was that just a slump for 2024, 2025? Or is this like a prolonged trend? If it is a prolonged trend, I think you start to see less games moving towards like the live service model. And a lot of people may cheer for that, which is great, but I can't say one way or another if it's a good thing or not. But if you start to see games starting to go back towards like point of sale, or worse yet, maybe you do see more like monetization and you see more aggressive monetization. Like I think you could see like both of extremes, regardless of what it is. I feel that we're going to see there was a time there where gamers were given free things because companies were rewarded for having a lot of players or a lot of customers. We're now going to go into a world where we're going to have to start, people are going to start having to pay for some of those free things. Discord, we already see this. I expect more payment options coming to Discord. I expect the same thing to happen across the board. And we already start to see that now, like where people are having to pay for things that used to be free. I think that just accelerates and we continue to see price increases where we already see people paying for things. So that's why I think like this is a really big story for me to continue to track, because I don't think people follow this that long, or they don't really read these. They're like, what does this mean? But these have huge implications for like what you see down the road and why you're like, well, why are they just doing this? And it's because like there's these other like leading indicators, I should say. All right. All right. We got one more, one more, and then I'll do a trailer. All right. All right. All right. Last thing. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's me. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Can I do this? Maybe not. All right. You kind of see me. You kind of can't. All right. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. Ah, I should have kept it the other way, eh? All right. So Warner Brothers, Netflix, and Paramount. We've talked about this. Is if this starts charging for their services, I'll have to go back to TeamSpeak. Are they still in business? I have no idea, Crow. I have no idea. I don't even know what TeamSpeak is. Hey, Amy, thanks for the gifted. We got Trey. We got I think that's FCAT. Zayleg, OG Frost. I remember Frost. And Linda Truth. Thank you, Amy, for the gifted. All right. So Warner Brothers, where was I? Warner Brothers, Paramount, and Netflix. What is exactly going on here? And I don't know if I have this on. Yeah, actually I do. I think I do. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull this off like this. Let me pull this off. I think I can go this way. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Actually, let me do it like this. Nope. Hold on. There we go. Yay, there we go. All right. Dang it. Did I lose it? I don't have it. I actually do not have this one in a big view. All right, that's my bad. That's my bad, y'all. I don't have it in a big view. I thought I had it in a big view. I don't have it in a big view. All right, so what's going on here? The biggest thing that's going on here is just realize this. Warner Brothers Discovery going up for sale. Netflix has said they want to buy it. Warner Brothers Discovery has said that they're going to sell it to them. And Paramount has said, like, wait a second, we want to buy you. Now, up until today, or even through today, Netflix and Warner Brothers particularly, Warner Brothers shareholders have rejected Paramount's aggressive tactics to acquire Warner Brothers. And Audi and I talked about this last week. There's some very, very, very particular reasons about this, why this is. And mainly what they have to do is because Netflix only wants a piece of the pie. Paramount wants the entire piece of the pie. But it really has to do with how Paramount is funding that pie. Okay? And so I'm going to explain to you all, and this is going to get like super, look, I have my little Pikmin. I have a Pikmin sweater on today. I have a Pikmin sweater. Okay. I'm going to explain this to y'all in my Pikmin sweater. What this has to do, Pure Power, the Paramount dude is so butthurt. It's pretty has been activated. Yes, exactly. Hey, Crow, we may have to go to that one. Yes, this is exactly, Simpleton hit this nail on the head. If y'all want to know how warfare today is fought, this is how it's fought. Okay, these are really, really rich people who've never been told no, being told no. And so if you did not know, David Ellison, head of Paramount, his dad is Larry Ellison, who is the CEO of Oracle, who is, I believe, the second or third richest person in the world right now. I don't know, the top five, they keep rotating depending on like Tesla stock and Oracle stock, whatever. But David Ellison, the son, has used his dad as leverage in these negotiations. The problem with it is this. David Ellison, the one for Paramount, Sky Media, Sky Paramount, I guess is what the company's called now. He's trying to do something called a leverage buyout. And this is why everybody's like, dude, you're effing insane. Because by itself, Paramount is worth roughly $7 billion. Okay, that's a lot of money. They're trying to buy Warner Brothers Discovery for close to like $100 billion. Now let me put that in perspective for you. All right. What that essentially means, like, how is he going to get the money? Well, leverage buyout says this. They say, like, essentially, it says, I am going to use the company I'm going to acquire as capital to get the loan. So let's do this in like a simpler term. This is like you saying, hey, I want that $10 million house, right? But in reality, the bank's like, you only can afford an $800,000 house. Still a really good house, right? $800,000 house, still a good house. Not a $10 million house. And then you're like, silly bank, I'm going to use the house I'm about to buy as collateral for the $10 million you're going to give me. This is essentially what David Ellison's trying to do. And this is why Warner Brothers Discovery, their shareholders are like, no, this doesn't, dude, you don't make enough money. Like, you're going to do more harm to our business than good. So unperturbed, what David Ellison has now done is he's used his father, Larry Ellison, the really rich one. He said, hey, Dad, can you lend me $40 billion? Literally what he said. Dad said yes. So now David Ellison doesn't need to leverage everything for $100 billion. He just needs to leverage for $70 billion. But there's still this question. Because as is, Warner Brothers Discovery does it, they're in debt. They don't make money. This is why they were in this like about to go bankrupt situation to begin with. On top of this, Paramount doesn't really make money, right? So the company he just bought, so like a mortgage, kinda, it's debt. Just think of it as debt. That's what it is. So they've said, like, dude, you don't make enough money. Like, how are you going to pay all of this back? They're like, you may make at the end of the day $2 billion. That's a lot of money. Okay. You may make $2 billion, but when you owe $80 billion, like that's a drop in the bucket. You know, like it's like you're gonna have to go bankrupt. Like, what is your plan? And so when David Ellison went to his dad and said, like, look, I'm gonna give you $40 billion in cash. They're like, this still doesn't make sense, right? Because if this gets tied up in courts, guess what? We're now in a fight with one of the richest people in the world to get that $40 billion because you can guarantee he's not just going to give over $40 billion because his son screwed up a company. This is why Warner Brothers is rejecting these bids, is because you essentially have David Ellison, who, if he was virtually numerous other people in the world other than David Ellison's son, his deal would not get seriously looked at. So that's why Netflix has like almost an upper hand in this situation, because Netflix really does make a lot of money, right? Netflix is like one of the most profitable things. And what Netflix is coming around and saying is like, look, this isn't a battle between TV services. This isn't a battle between like HBO versus Disney versus Fox versus Netflix. Netflix is saying that's not our battle. Netflix is saying the battle is between traditional media, so think Warner Brothers, and like what I'm doing, in-demand media, like YouTube or TikTok. And so that's where they're coming at it from. And the Warner Brothers Discovery team is essentially saying, like, yeah, we agree with you. That's where we think it is. And we think you'll be the better steward of our content. We know we'll get the money from you and so forth. But that creates some problems, right? Because Netflix is huge. And so you're now giving them HBO. And that's going to take another big player off the map. So if you're a screenwriter, particularly a screenwriter, you have one less person to sell to. So this is really where it's going. This is like where it's boiling down. But again, this is how rich people fight. So we shall see. Let me see what y'all are saying. So I'm losing my voice really, really good. I think he found 100 billion in the cushions from his pool house. Yes, he found it somewhere. Hey, Zayla, it's also why the Paramount app user experience is the worst of all the apps. Well, they just took it over. So my whole thing is like, yo, show you can run Paramount, turn Paramount around. You know what I mean? Do that. And then go after like something really big. But I'm like going after it right now. It's just like his deal's not as strong. It's like he's just the son of a really wealthy person. I just don't know if he's got a couple more tricks up his sleeve, right? And don't get me wrong, Warner Brothers Discovery also has a invested interest in letting this like play out so that he ups his bid, right? But at the same time, like Larry Ellison didn't get to be like the second or third richest person in the world by being a stupid business person. So there is a point to where it's like, why are you trying to go in this, especially when traditional TV and media is declining? Like that's a big question mark. Like, why do you want this? So yeah, a lot of drama, a lot of drama. Let me see what y'all are saying. A lot of hey Zig. Hey Zig, I'm super tired, nearly fell asleep. No worries, roster. Same here. I have Scott yelling at you, no surprise. But I know Audi really wants us to go through too. This entire thing between Netflix is better than any TV show currently. Kinda, kind of. Netflix is about to up their offer too. Like, there's a lot of money, a lot of money being thrown around. And I think why this is so interesting is it's kind of laughable that you have hundreds of billions of dollars being thrown around like this for IP when you have so much like affordability issues in the world, especially in the United States. And I think it says a ton of things that this is like where people's focus is on, right? This is like the president has gotten involved in this, right? There's vested interest from multiple people, like Elon Musk has commented on this, like numerous billionaires are commenting on this. And it's like, how the hell does this change anything in the world? I feel like this entire fight, whoever wins is not going to be a good look. Like, I feel like there's a lot of forces in the world right now where it's like, this is probably not the thing you want to like have your name on. I think there is like something to be said, like Netflix doesn't have like, oh, that's the Netflix guy. Like obviously Reed Hastings is in charge of Netflix. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we're about to go through our reign of terror moment in the world because it just seems like people are really struggling. I mean, like really starting to struggle, depending on where you are in the world. Like you are really starting to struggle. And you have these like fights going on for like literally, yeah, I'll lend you $40 billion. Like it's kind of crazy to me. Um, okay. That would make sense. Paramount owns Star Trek. They do. They do. And that's also one of the points that I consider about Netflix. Why is Netflix trying to buy and value in the gaming division near zero if traditional media is declining? I think Netflix is looking at it from a standpoint of they see this as their Marvel moment, right? If we think about one of the biggest, most successful transactions over the last 2 decades when it came to media, it's the Marvel universe when Disney bought it. That's like one of the most like easily that between that and Star Wars, those are easily like two of the most um best investments, right? If we now use Netflix and use DC and seeing how DC, like, yes, we've seen some of the Batman movies come out and we've seen a lot of how that's played out. I think Netflix is seeing it from just like, hey, this is a ton of IP that can generate a lot of cash flow. And by the way, it helps them further cement themselves as like the US media company, right? And there is something to be said about like y'all are spending your time right now watching YouTube, right? You could be watching Netflix, you could be watching cable, you could be watching so many other things. There's something to be said like, okay, in order to get people to watch Netflix or whatever, like they have to have content. You know what I mean? And that content's expensive. And I think the gamble is it's a lot easier to get people excited about something they have a point of reference for, which you could argue against, um, to have like that bench of content versus like trying to create it and how much you're gonna spend on that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna have huge implications just because it's showing where the money's being thrown at. And that's why I brought the 3 cases I did, right? If we look at the Saudi Arabia deal, you see kind of how they're utilizing the gaming content. If we look at Discord, we kind of can see like, hey, how that's going to signal if people are really into like gaming. And then you have this one, and you have Netflix doesn't even see a value in gaming. And So it's gonna be really interesting, um, what happens here. I personally think, like, if the gaming division gets spun out, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't necessarily think of, like, HBO when I think of, like, Harry Potter or Mortal Kombat, more or less, but that's just me. Um, I think the argument that Netflix buying Warner Brothers somehow hurts the industry is silly because Paramount is also a player in the same industry, so if they buy Warner, they also take it is. I think from where I see, like when we talk about prestige IP, there's like four main players. There's Apple, Amazon, HBO, and Netflix. So what I mean by that is like for screenwriters who or anybody, when you see those deals that say like, hey, they're gonna like green light this show for $30 million. Well, a screenwriter just got paid like $1 to $1.2 million. And the more of these networks that you have bidding on it, the higher the bid goes, right? BBC is another one, but they don't really play at the same level. Canada also has a network, doesn't really play at the same level. So when you have all these people bidding, the more bidders you have, the better. Netflix is one of the top bidders usually. So is HBO. So again, I think it's like a minimal group, but to your point, Paramount is also a player, but traditionally Paramount hasn't been like a player in that space. It's just not their market. But that doesn't mean that they wouldn't be a player there. A lot of it also they keep saying is about movies, which to me that's a weak to me the movie argument's the weak one because HBO already was like if y'all remember Dune, the first Dune came out on HBO Go. Like at the same time it was coming out in movie theaters. So it's like Warner Brothers was already experimenting with that. And I think the movie theater experience, that's like an AMC Regal problem. Like, I think movie theaters, if people are saying, like, hey, the content is the reason why people aren't going to movie theaters, I think you're like shifting the blame because I think AMC and Regal have a lot to do with that. And just consumer behavior has a lot to do with it. But that's how, again, that's how I see it. Oh, are we congratulating Zaylicon? Hold on, hold on. Very fun. I won a round two. I won at, ew, Zaylik won a hat. That's cool. That's cool. And three or more movies coming out for Marvel this year alone. Really? I didn't even know that. Netflix said that they put zero value on it. Yeah, I think they would sell that off quickly just to not to deal with it. I think that's where Audi has the problem with it. We'll be watching Fallout in our Star Trek after the kids go to sleep. Oh, Star Trek's a big one. I've been noticing most of the streaming platforms are lacking quality new content. I'm sick of rewatching old stuff. I'm watching YouTube and Netflix. Love is Blind Germany. I didn't even know there was that show. I've been watching K dramas or anime more than English media lately. Ooh. Hey, Cowboy. I mean, Paramount also has Avatar, and I don't mean the blue people Avatar. I mean Avatar The Last Airbender. They own the full IP, or do they own distribution rights? I don't know. I don't know much too much. I've seen Avatar is one of those things I've seen like everything up to like the last five the 5 episodes. I watched everything minus the 5 episodes. Uh I just started watching a new miniseries on Netflix called His. My mom was watching that. My mom was watching that. How is it? I think COVID was the worst thing to affect the movie going experience. Cowboy would know because Cowboy has a season pass. Like Cowboy has passes to movies. The Avatar rights from Paramount. So then Paramount will probably take them back. Uh and Cowboy likes his and hers. So yeah, so that's my thing on it. I don't think we're done hearing about this. I've told y'all from the very beginning. I think what's gonna happen is somehow Paramount's gonna probably get HBO, and I think Netflix is gonna get basically the entire catalog, the rest of the IP. But we'll see. I think this is gonna be a long, drawn out one. There are a lot of political stakes involved in it. I don't think Paramount is as politically savvy as they will let on, just because of what I said before. They're using it would be the largest leverage buyout ever. In essentially them uh asking to borrow what amounts to about $70 billion. And when like antitrust issues push up against economic issues, usually economic issues are the ones they decide by, and that's the problem Paramount, in my opinion, has, is that this isn't like some super profitable asset. Like there's a reason why they're selling. And so when you're doing that, it's like, okay, well, if we don't buy it, because here's the thing that could happen. This is how a regulator is going to look at it. A regulator is going to essentially say, okay, if Netflix can't buy it and Paramount does, but Paramount buys it and is to technically putting themselves in even weaker financial position. Like, sure, they can get a bank to lend them the money because Larry Ellison is leveraged, like giving him $40 billion to help that deal go through. God, Doug, could you imagine? Could you imagine that you're like, hey, parent figure, can I borrow $40 billion to create my media empire? Like, we are no longer like, it's bonkers to me. It is bonkers to me. Like, the wealth that is going on, like, bonkers. I've been watching Girls Fight Forever. It's about a girls group having a comeback as adult. I heard about that one. I heard about that one. Yeah, because if they sell it off, that what happens to the IP that loose studios develop, that odds are they won't keep it. So they're basically starting from zero. Depends. It depends. If they sell the IP off, but that's the same thing that happens there. Like Audi, I would say the thing, if even if Paramount buys it, there's all bets are off. You know what I mean? I think Paramount is willing to say it's the same thing. Let me give you a great example. It's the same thing when Microsoft bought ABK. If you remember, now that deal had a ton of scrutiny, and I took a ton of flack because I said if Microsoft buys ABK, they're going to cut costs. I lived and died on that hill. And when the deal went through, people were all cheering and everything. And I said, okay, give it 2 years. And everything that Microsoft said they aren't going to do, they're going to end up doing. And the reason I know that is because I know business. I know the math. You can't BS math and money. Eventually, you have to show a way to make profit off of an investment. So when I look at Paramount leveraging the way they are, it's like, okay, how are you going to, how is the average consumer going to start turning to Paramount and HBO? I mean, Warner Brothers and HBO, because Paramount bought, like, no one even knows that. You know what I mean? Like, what is the only way you can do it? The only way you can do it, because Paramount today is not like some huge beacon of like distribution. The only way you get to profitability in the short term is you have to cut costs. It's the only way you can do it in the short term. At least with Netflix can leverage and say, like, look, we have a bigger distribution channel than they do. And even then, I think I still think it's a tricky thing. Who owns what suit? Yeah, Republic. It's all, everybody owns everybody. They get changed around. I have no arrived. I know. Well, I'm sure there are a few shady accountants who can beat math. Oh yeah, probably. But that's the thing. That's the thing with this deal. That's why you're going to continue to see, because the headline title that keeps getting thrown out there is And that's why I wanted to dig a little deeper into this, because the headline is Netflix buys Warner Brothers. That's a monopoly. What isn't getting thrown out as much is Paramount essentially is doing something no other company's ever done in how much money they're borrowing. And they're on the attack. So they're going to say whatever, right? They don't have anything to lose. However, Paramount or Warner Brothers does, because if Warner Brothers backs out of this deal, they're going to owe Netflix $5 billion. And if the deal still doesn't make sense, like from a math banking perspective, not only have they lost Netflix as a buyer, not only does Paramount potentially not come through, but they're even in a worse situation, and now they have to go to bankruptcy, and now they have to do a fire sale. That's what they have to like. That is what they are weighing. Do we go with this one where it's like for a court to cancel a antitrust suit, you got to show a lot. And when you're a distressed asset, it's even a higher bar for the court to cancel that transaction. Or you go on this side where it's like the business math doesn't make sense. That's what they're at the moment that they're weighing. But I don't know what's going to ultimately happen. Even was a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Rock Atomic, that's a ton of money. All this is a ton of money. That's what I'm saying. We are talking about video games and TV show buyouts. And depending on where you are in the world, you are dealing with healthcare premiums skyrocketing. You are dealing with like 21st century colonialism. I guess that's the best way. Cronyism. I guess the best way you could talk about it. You're dealing like it's weird. And this is like it just feels like a Gilded Age almost. And what I mean by that is like y'all have seen the Gilded Age, the TV show, you've seen Downton Abbey, you've seen any of those shows around that time. And the thing that like precedes like the Reign of Terror in France, if you don't know what that is, that's where Maria Antoinette got her head cut off. That was right before the Napoleonic Wars, the Gilded Age of World War I, right before that. What you always see is like this fracturing of society. You see like people dealing with like real world stuff, right? People right now, job market's not good, no hiring, prices are still going up. We're being told AI is going to do your job. We're telling people like, sure, go become a plumber. Nothing against plumbers, but if everybody becomes a plumber, guess what? Plumbing's not going to be paying a lot. We're seeing all this stuff happening here. But you're seeing tremendous, tremendous amounts of wealth really benefiting who? Like I said, I don't think it benefits the average person knowing that Harry Potter is with Netflix or with Sony. Like, I don't think the average person thinks about that. It's entertainment. They have so much money that they could do like just this with entertainment. That's right. I guess I go. Okay, where are we at? If Paramount's aggressive hostile bids wins Warner, I imagine if to activate their petty and run up the bid on screenplays Paramount would be interested in. Oh yeah, if Netflix has more money, this is the thing. Netflix has more money. At the end of the day, Netflix, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, Netflix is worth roughly $400 billion. Netflix has a war chest. And the biggest thing is Netflix is profitable. That's why it's going to be hard. Like, in order to go up against Netflix, it's going to have to be like Comcast and Disney join forces or something. It's going to be really hard to beat Netflix. And that's why I think they're pretty confident. It's just because from a business, and Netflix is mostly organic growth. Like, that's the thing. Like, Paramount just bought, Sky Media just bought Paramount. So now they're trying to buy Warner, but like they're trying to like run the table. So it's like, okay, you want to become like a conglomerate through acquisition, which is also antitrust. But they might. They might. Stop telling me to go to see YouTube. Paramount, yeah. I like. Oh man. If not a Paramount, be a Sparky. What's a Sparky? I'll drop this link for y'all, and then like I said, I'll probably try in early today. I had a couple more stories, but those are like kind of my bigger ones. I mean, let me go through these really quick. Let me show, I'll do a preview, and then I'm gonna do some stories, and then I'm gonna drop the link. How about that? That should work, right? Okay, here we go. I got another one. All right. All right, that was before I go, and then the last one I have is this one.
In the beginning, there was only the Word, and the light followed it. All things were born thus: heaven, earth, hell. And for a time it was good. But the reckoning is at hand. This is why you were made, and why I strip you now of my name. Astra, once Astrael, to fulfill your sacred mission, you must fall. So that is Falling. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of Darksiders, and so anytime you get to play with like Dogma like that, and like Fallen Angel and Hell, and it's like action, adventure, hack and slash, I'm all for it. So, and Neo said, "Are you cool?" I think so. I think so. I can never tell, but my voice is calling. Well, it's not fully gone, but it's like I'm definitely feeling something. All right, take care, cowboy. All right, I'm gonna drop this link. If no one comes, I do have a few more stories. If one comes, we'll talk. But I'll probably end somewhat early. Just putting it out there. Um, so yeah, let me find that. I might want to watch someone play that one. I think I will. I think I will. I'm curious. It looks like it has a story, Rebolica. So we'll see. We'll see. Um I may play it but it says it's in development, so it's probably like what, 2 years out. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Um, and then I can't pin that. I'll pin that eventually. How about that? Pinned. Okay, I can't pin it. And so I also have a couple more stories. Another one that I predict probably won't join for this one because I'm still. Oh no, Audi, all okay? All okay? It's probably not right. You're in the hospital. I'm so sorry, Audi. It's worth mentioning the world outside. Hey, Marcus. Outside the US is progressing very normally, even without the new tectonics. It sounds awful to say, but China stepped up to keep structure. No, you're lying. You're lying. All right, this is another one I want to talk about really quick. Something that we foretold that Meta is shifting kind of a little bit, not the entire virtual reality metaverse, just 10% of it. Still a significant number of people, 1,500 people. I think we're going to continue to see this shift. Like, I think this is the first of several of these callings of VR. I continue to think this was kind of a wasted joint effort or wasted venture for Mark Zuckerberg. But again, when you have $60 billion, you can make these type of deals. Maybe he should buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Who knows? But this is Meta still is doing stuff with VR. So Ninja Guy, if you're still out there, and Ninja Guy I saw Ninja Guy posted a video. I need to go watch that. But this is kind of like another, in my opinion, at least for this iteration of AI or of VR, this is kind of one of those another nail in that direction. So we shall see. We shall see. Man, I'm struggling. I got my spleen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Spleen right before a wedding. Jeez. You know how to stuff a schedule. To obviously exert massive leverage to do so, but played the elder statesman brilliantly. You played the elder statesman? What level are you on? Canada isn't doing too badly right now. Food prices are going down slightly. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Don't tell people we're in a war with you all, Rabalica. You can't say that because that means you have more to give. I think that's what's being played right now. We're not gonna talk politics. There's a lot of weird stuff. But yeah, I think right now the rich it's weird because it's like new rich. You know what I mean? It's not like old Rockefeller type of money. It's like these people got like super rich in the last like 20 years rich. And yeah, I don't think history looks fondly on these types. I had a hot toddy earlier, Nias. I definitely did. I had one. I've been waking up and doing that. But I've been making it different. Usually I use Jim Beam for my hot toddies, but I don't have any Jim Beam. So I've been using Chivas Regal for hot toddies. So yeah, I've been using like straight up whiskey. VR is still too clunky. XR is the way of the near future. XR, really? To me, VR, it's just still like once they can get it to where it's like this, and I can just do that, and it's like just playing on a like that'll be cool. And I think they can still do that. I just think it needs like another. I think we're close. I just don't think like this round. That's kind of where I feel with it. And I've been said that like it's a cool novelty, but obviously with PlayStation, it's like you got to put the headset on and this. I think Meta was close, but I just think we don't have the experiences yet. You know what I mean? Like we still need like a reason for people to go in. And if the reason for people to go in is just to see their avatar, I think that's a good reason. I mean, almost at the end of every year, Meta's Quest VR app on iOS and Android. It's the top app, so I think it's doing pretty good just around the holiday season. It does, but again, I just don't think it's turning like it's a novelty. And if you remember what earlier I said in the show, um, similar to this one, they're pivoting away from like it's not good enough just to have downloads. It's not good enough just to have a player base. It's not good enough just to have a customer base. They're now starting to say like, hey, how are you monetizing this? Right? If you look at Roblox, um, and Roblox has been declining for a reason, but Roblox is kind of like near its 52-week low right now. Not quite, but it's low. It's not where it was just 6 months ago. And the reason why people are doing that is they're like, yo, you gotta like it's all about efficiency and productivity and like can you turn that? And I think Meta VR is running into this issue. Is it's like you've sunk $50 billion into it, and I don't even think they've made that a fraction of that back. And so if you can't make a fraction of in bit like how like what is the path forward? Like you're gonna advertise it more? Or are you gonna have like a whole group of like is it it's obviously fallen way short of where what he said. You know what I mean? And that is the bar. Because Mark Zuckerberg was like, that's the new frontier. And so if that's like not the new frontier, that means like, okay, at what point do you start pulling back? I think we're starting to see that recalibration. As you know about Sims, if you purchase the new expansion before March 15, you get 2 kits for free. Do it. Do it. Free is good. Dollar numbers are funny money. Waste of paper, not real cotton. Ooh, that's a lot of imagery there. Yesterday morning that I wanted to share with you. Oh, you should have posted it in chat, Marcus. You should have posted it in the chat on the Discord. Capitalism is the problem. Oh, Zalik, you're gonna get in trouble. It's making life more and more expensive. Yeah. That is a symptom of it. I'm not gonna lie. It is doing that. And I think I was gonna talk about this like a week ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago, but I think it was I was doing the most anticipated games, and this is an anti-capitalism rant, as much as some of y'all want it to be. If David Wilson's out there. But like we're just like in a weird place right now. And I think what you're seeing is our companies like in the United States, Walmart was considered at one time like a discount grocery or like a discount retailer. Walmart's largest consumer, like the consumer they're targeting right now, are people making between $100,000 and $200,000. That's like their like growth market. And what that's showing is like more and more people are struggling. And companies are more and more targeting the people that have money. Like there was a time that companies like certain parts of the segment, you're like, yo, we're gonna target the low income consumer here. We're gonna target high income consumers here, middle class here. More and more, they're targeting people like wealthy people and forgetting everybody else. And the clearest indication or the easiest way I have to illustrate this is with the GPUs right now. People are like, why are they like, there's rumors, right? That I believe are pretty accurate that NVIDIA's new GPUs are going to be around like $4,000 to $5,000. And they're like, why are they going to be that expensive? Blah, blah. What about the other consumers? They don't care about the other consumer. Like, let me make that very clear. They don't, because the other consumer doesn't help them. They would rather have one to two people spending $5,000 than like 20 people spending $800. Even though $800 is a lot for a GPU, but they're like, we're tired of targeting like this group. Like if our profit margins could be way up here because of this 1 to 2 people buying that thing, that's where it's going to be. And that's the same thing with Walmart. The problem with this is that what happens to like all those other people? You piss them off, right? Or worse yet, they just stop purchasing. And when they stop purchasing like gaming component parts, guess what? They're stopped purchasing games. And I think we're starting to enter this phase that for a short-term benefit has very long-term consequences. So we'll see. You made a Sonic. Hey, Zarina, what's going on? Drop Discord, only YouTube and Blue Sky. Oh. Well, at least you have YouTube still. Clarity is, I made a Sonic in Discord, invite you also. I'll see. I only go on Discord, like, y'all know I only go like so often. But definitely, I hate being sick. Oh, thanks, Neos. Yeah, no, I saw y'all stream, but yeah, it's something. So I don't know if I'm sick or if something else happened. So I was on my way home Monday and I stopped by Dunkin' Donuts, and I never stopped by Dunkin' Donuts, but I had time at the train station. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts and they had a refresher. So the thing that Zarina and I were talking about last week, I had a refresher. It was a strawberry dragon fruit refresher. So I got it. It was a little bit sweeter than I like, but whatever. So I drank this thing on the train. And as soon as I finished drinking it, I had like a really bad sore throat. Not like it's starting to get scratchy, like a full on, like, how did my sore throat get this bad? Like, kind of like the sore throat you have after like 2 to 3 days. Like, you get that tingling like one day, and then like 2 days later, it's like really bad. That's what happened. So I started drinking the drink. There's no sore throat. 20 minutes later, when I finish it, huge sore throat. Hey, vet. And so then I thought that was really weird. So I look on the thing and it's like, oh, maybe you were allergic to something. And I was like, great. So then I started having all these like throat issues. And now it's like I'm starting to have like head cold and fever issues. And it's just like, I don't know, maybe it was just timing. I don't know but it is definitely like I will not be drinking the refresher again. I'll say that from Dunkin' Donuts. And so like all today was like actually pretty rough with work. Like I kind of canceled stuff. I was just like, I'm sorry. Like you're talking and I'm just not following you. Hey channel, hey, is this where I can watch someone with a Happy Meal PC, or is there where we go get to learn about Concord? Who is channel 82? Who is that? Nvidia can't even afford to run the consumer line. They can't justify it to the bank. That might be true. This is why I tell folks not to hate brand loyalty. This is why I tell folks not to have not to have brand loyalty. You need to tell them not to have something else. Because it's more than that. Let me see this really quick. 20s, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see what this says. The point, like, that grief, for the lack of a better word, is good. Gordon Gekko. Gordon Gekko. Wolf of Wall Street. Great movie. I know that. What a bad. Is that Vet? Vet, are you okay? That's Vet TV. That's Vet TV. Okay, Vet. Vet, did you subscribe with your 2 new Vet, I've come to realize that I keep losing 2 subscribers, and I feel like it's you when you like create new channels. So hopefully you resubscribe so I can get those 2 subscribers back. Allergy? It might be, Zalik. It might be. If you look up, or at least here, when I looked it up, because it was like 2 there, you know what I mean? No more refreshers. No more refreshers from Dunkin' Donuts. It wasn't even a good one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand people's fascination with Dunkin' Donuts. Like, honestly, I'm like, it's okay. Like, Dunkin' Donuts is what is like worse? What is a cheaper hamburger than a McDonald's hamburger? Like, like I don't even think Dunkin' Donuts is the McDonald's of donuts. It's like Dunkin' Donuts is the Pizza Hut of donuts. You know what I mean? But people are like, oh, it's Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I nearly died from having a refresher from Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here for it. In the bubonic plague, they came out as the fleas emerged from the rotting materials in the humid conditions of the drying room. The who? That was actually very poetic, Marcus. Hey, thanks, Vet. Have you tried antihistamines? Yes. Yes. I actually have antihistamines because I have urticaria, um, which means that I randomly get bumps for like rubbing up against things and or being in the sun. True story. Around springtime, where people get sunburned for being in the sun, I start like choking and breaking out in hives. And they call it something like I know. I'm sure there's something from like the Gulf War, some chemical warfare that I've been exposed to. I'm almost positive of it. Don't worry. 10 years off my lifespan, I'm sure. But yeah, I do have antihistamines. I actually have like also like a form of steroid. But this one caught me off by surprise. They from what I could read, and it may not just it could have just been the timing. Like I'm not gonna say I'm allergic. I'm not gonna try it again. I'm not gonna say I'm like, oh, for sure allergic to something there. I am gonna say like I started drinking the drink, I was fine. Afterwards, I had a sore throat, and now I've had a fever. I feel like there's like bacterial stuff going on. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I wear a mask. I love it when I wear a mask now because I'm actually sick. And then people get mad at me for wearing a mask because I'm sick. Like, I don't know, man. This world is different. Um, you got all the micro slop co-pilot AI illness, maybe. Yeah, just stay away from it. I'm only going to Discord for about 30 minutes a day. I go in there to check stuff because I know Rouster posts a lot. Cowboy, that's actually how I get Cowboy stuff. I get Robolica stuff. I always check out her, and then I see if I'm around because all of y'all, I have y'all in there. It goes live when y'all go live, so I try to get everybody. I love brand loyalty. Stop it, man. Get your Wendy's Happy Meal PC. Oh man, Wendy's have good burgers though. I have it's for it's a new conspiracy, anti-refresher movement sponsored by ARC. It might be. I'm telling you, man. I'm not lying, y'all. You look up awesome. You see Vet's name next to Channel 82 TV in God mode. Oh my gosh, Vet, stop it. If it ain't Krispy Kreme, don't want it. Krispy Kreme's like a cake donut. Like, but I will say it's better. To your point, it is better than Dunkin'. Burger cheaper than McDonald's equals Trailer Park Burger. Whew, correlation is not causation, for goodness sake. I didn't say it was, but I'm going to blame it. Is a refresher the one with a lot of caffeine? It could have been. So I can't do caffeine. That aggravates my migraines. So this one had a lot of sugar. America runs on Dunkin' though. No, it doesn't. Stop it, Steve Lords. True story, totally true, and that's Trump approved. So, oh God, stop it, Vet. I get highs from exercise and cold. Yeah, I get Raynaud's for the cold. So my hands go into frostbite mode quicker than they're supposed. I have so many issues. I'm telling you. I'm sure there's some chemical warfare stuff. People think I'm lying, but there's a reason why the VA tracks me like really closely because they're like I totally feel I'm laughing now, but I totally feel like there's gonna be like some Agent Orange thing, but it's not gonna be so. This is a true story. Like, as anybody who's deployed, when we first went into Iraq, the U.S. Army, there were these things, these little drinks, all right, because we were running like long ops. I mean, like you were staying up super, super late. And there were these drinks called Rip It, RIPIT. I tasted one of those things like when we first got there, and they were everywhere. I mean, it was like Rip It was sponsoring the Iraq war. All right, it was like that. And I tasted it, and it was like, I don't know. It tasted, it was like the most disgusting, over caffeinated, sweet camel piss thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I literally spit it out. But people were downing this thing like it was no other thing. And so, like, come to find out, like, it's caused a ton of kidney issues, like kidney stones and all this stuff. Like, yeah, it's bad. Like, there's a lot of things, and this is why there's a lot of stuff going on right now with the military in all these countries. And I'm like, look, if y'all haven't learned, man, like Vietnam, Agent Orange was a thing. Like my dad died of a service-connected disability from Agent Orange. True story. I went to the Middle East and I have tons of issues that have nothing. People are like, oh, you're disabled because like you twisted your ankle, blah, blah. No, like I have like chemical issues. You know what I mean? And so I'm always like, we send service members over there. Like the people, if they touch base in Venezuela, same deal. Like we send people to places and we're never ready for like when they come back and they're broken. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, like I go into the sun. It happens every April. Every April for like a week. I'm in the sun and I start choking. Dead serious. Like my breathing starts to get tight. I start to like break out in hives. Like this wasn't me. Like utterly me. So that's my thing. That's my thing with like wars and stuff. Like people are like, oh, we got this guy. I'm like, yeah. For what? So that purple like loses like 10 to 15 years from her life? No thanks. No thanks. And then you cut the services. Get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. People are dumb. Purple haze. Maybe it's the DZ. Oh, stop it, Matt. That's clear. I can't drink the cap from Tim Horton because lips swell up. I've seen people's lips swell up. Also, I get purple. It was that Neo Spice Bro. Was it? I was just typing that in edit. You sure you don't catch some weird? Oh, stop it, Matt. Stop it. Maybe an ingredient or symptom from something you were already fighting. Hope you feel better. Maybe Zarina. Maybe. You might also be on something there. Doesn't dragon fruit have some? It was dragon fruit. It was strawberry dragon fruit. It was strawberry dragon fruit. Maybe. I just stopped drinking. But why am I sick now? That's my thing. Like, why am I? Like, I could understand if the sore throat went away 48 hours later. But like, I'm like full on, like out of it. Like today, like I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I was just not in it. Half the people at the can't access my record because they're classified. Vet, stop it. Those are the clue was in the name. Rip it. Yeah. Oh man, you're right. I'm dead serious. It's a drink called Rip It. Go look it up. Go look up Rip It. I swear they're gonna have something in like about 10 years where they're gonna be like, "Rip its cost, all these people die." Like, I'm telling you, there's so many things I saw where I'm just like, "Man, some of these people are gonna be really, really messed up," if they're not already messed up. Go get the kid. Alright, later, Rebecca. You sure it wasn't some vaccine from the US Army? It could be. Good night. Rip it equals this graded. No, it's not. It was disgusting. Uh, why is vet disabled? Vet is broken. Stop it, vet. Stop it. Purple, if you choking when you go in the sun, that's because you're a vampire. Department of War. Stop it, vet. Somebody van vet. My great grandfather died 20 years later from side effects of being gassed. And oh my goodness. Seriously, Rebecca? It happens. It happens. I thought Purple was disabled because of being deployed on one of my planet conquered by me, no cat. What? Stop it. For real this time. All right, later, vodka. No, what are you talking about? No, man, I have a lot of issues. I have a lot of issues. I have an issue they're looking into right now. And they're starting to say they think it may be osteoporosis. But y'all probably don't remember. Oh, maybe y'all do. Do y'all remember, like, Rouster may remember and Ambi may remember, because they see me a lot. But there's like a time around May or June, and I had really bad back problems, like really bad back problems. Well, what they found out is I think I told y'all this. I broke my coccyx, which is like your tailbone. It broke just from me sitting down. And so for now on, like I have like y'all can't tell, but I have like it's not a donut pillow, but it's like a cousin of a donut pillow anytime I sit down. And when they saw it, they thought like, hey, you had to have trauma because I had to get an MRI and a CAT scan or MRI and some other scan. And it just broke. And so like, yeah, they're like, I don't know what happened, but like things are just broken. Yeah, it's because I broke. Like I literally had a broken bone. And that's the problem with that bone is there's no way to like fix it. It's like your rib. Like if you break your rib, they just like wrap it, you know? Like if you break your coccyx, you fracture it. Well, I fractured it. So like if you fracture your coccyx, they're like, yeah, there's nothing we can really do. You just have to like let it heal. But the thing about it is they said like this is gonna be an ongoing issue for like the rest of my life. So I'm like, are you serious? It's a duck and donut pillow. Nice, Steve. Nice. X-rays. Yes, X-ray, MRI. I don't know what all those are. My plans, no man's have a lot of defense systems, so I'm surprised you made it through perfect. What are you talking about, Neo? That may have damaged this partial kneecap I have from the VA. Yeah, 2 accidents will do that. So yeah, so like I tell you, man, like I'm broken. Like there's like so many things. And I'm not gonna blame all that on the military. Like, I'm not. I am gonna say though that there are things that I think we ask people to do, and we're not willing to accept the consequences of that. I'll say it like that. Is that if you're not willing to deal with the consequences and all you want is like a headline or whatever, like yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan. Yeah, really tough roster, real tough. It's downhill easy. I've only ever broken one bone, same PE to 3. Oh, I actually have never broken a bone. That was the only bone I've ever broken. I've never broken a bone. And so they were like, it was the same injury. It's actually pretty interesting because they're like, oh, like this is a natural injury after you've given birth. Well, not a natural injury, but they're like a lot of women have this injury after giving birth. And so like they get so I was like, but I didn't give birth. Like it was just weird. Like they kept going back to that. They're like, oh, we see this, blah, blah, blah. And it just seemed like they were in autopilot as if like I had given birth. And I was like, no, I didn't get that parking pass. So no. I did it in my left knee and broke my quarter-sized piece. Oh my goodness, that sounds bad. You're likely got pack 2, which is where you disar all those of 90-year-old because of all the yomping. What's a yomp? What's a yomping? I don't Rabolica, like, are you like jamming it on doors and stuff, Rabolica? Oh, ankle 26, and we still don't have a diaper wrap for a broken butt bone. It would it be a diaper wrap? Because it's like even further. Well, they give you like because it's painful, and I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's the same as like if I was skateboarding or something. I think Squids broke his tailbone. I'm gonna say like it was fractured, but it got fractured just by me sitting down. Like no joke. I was just sitting down, and then it started like aching, and then by the next day it was like full on like throbbing pain. And then they found out about 2.5 months later that I fractured my coccyx because I didn't go to the hospital right away. Because I was like, oh, it'll get better. All right, later, Zayla. Yeah, it was a sideways the first time, and now it's just weak, I guess. I'm also a bit clumsy. We're all, poor Serena, that's the worst thing. And that one hurts. I can imagine that one hurts. It's like being a commodity. I'm an asset. I'm not a commodity. But I had my finger almost cut off. Wow, that's a story. That's a story. No, I try not to have fingers cut off. I try to live a safe life. I truly do. Yikes, were you cooking? That is good. Like I said, I never really had it except for that. They just said it had to do with that does not have to do with the urticaria or the reason I have a sore throat, by the way. I don't think it's that. I think it has to do with I had some other injuries in my legs, and they say that my gait, G-A-I-T, my gait is different, and they say that that puts stress, and eventually that has destabilized that region in my body, and the mechanics are off. Best way I can explain what they told me. A bit clumsy. Ooh, Steve Lord's calling you out there. You're twins. I almost cut off my finger too. My goodness, Zalik. Did y'all see my hoodie? Look at this one. I gotta show y'all my hoodie. I showed y'all earlier. Some of y'all saw it, but I don't think you saw it. I'm so proud of this. I actually bought this about a month ago, and I've been meaning to wear it. But it's a Pikmin hoodie. You get it? It's a red Pikmin. And so I think it's cool. It's like a little Pikmin nose, a little Pikmin head. So it's like my little Pikmin hoodie. But it looks like a normal hoodie, right? It looks like I'm just wearing a red hoodie. But it's a Pikmin hoodie. Yamping is a march with heavy equipment over. Oh, we call that a ruck. Broke my tailboat skateboard. Hey, so does Squids. I was messing around with the door and it got jammed and literally cut my feet. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's hurt. Yikes! For me, it was a circular saw axe. Oh my goodness. That's serious. That's serious. Thanks, Dave. Like they had a blue and a yellow one. Let me go back for the The blue one. Matt Gates? What are you saying, Marcus? The bone stop the bread knife for me. Oh my goodness. Oh, bread knives are the long ones, right? The birthday dinner when we spent the night at the hospital getting my stitches. Oh my goodness. Ah, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. I'm just imagining the fact that you said the bone stops the knife. Oh, oh. Did you see that Nintendo announced their first director for the year? I didn't, Howdy. When is it? Eye on the prize, Steve. Eye on the prize. I'm super clumsy, so it's a miracle I never broke anything. I walk into doorways. I try not to be. Um, what is happening a lot is I'm becoming very forgetful, which is really concerning me because I used to pride myself on not like on memorizing things. And now like someone will tell me like one of my one of the analysts on my team, she always does this. And she'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay. And she does it super good. She's like, she does it. I've trained her up so well. She'll be like, I want to talk about 3 things today. And I'll be like, great, you know? And she's like, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. So I need to get back to you on 1, 2, and then I'm like, what was the 3rd thing? And she's always just like, I just told you. And I'm always like, I'm so sorry. I'm getting too old. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I'm forgetting all sorts of stuff. Like it's happened on this stream twice. I'll be like, I just forgot that. It happens. You lose even the best of us. We lose our memory. There you go. Lose our memory. And putting the tin in. Oh my goodness. You keep making it gruesome, sorry. Or Zalek. That's Zalek. But I brought my way back into getting my first son. What do you mean bribed your way back into getting your first? What happened? Who watched the Resident Evil 9? No, I didn't, but I was watching Reforge Gaming. Did a whole event around it. That's Cowboys series, by the way. If you think about screaming on the game was something, I'll never get that day my lungs. What do you I'll never forget that day my lungs. Oh my goodness. From the pain? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, stitches are no fun. Alright, I saw it last time for a couple of minutes, but then I guess Nintendo deleted it. The Direct? I mean, what do they have coming out? Mario Tennis? I could imagine they're coming up with a Direct soon because you have like a couple of Nintendo games coming out. You have that Dragon Quest game, right? That's Nintendo, or is that not Nintendo? I thought it was Nintendo. It might not be Nintendo. But I know you have Mario Tennis, so they may have that. I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo has going on. Doorknobs. Oh my goodness. It jammed and flew backwards. Oh my goodness. I was like 12 years old. My dad felt so bad, so I convinced him to get me to let you have a dog. Oh my, yeah, he nearly killed you. He nearly killed you. Hey, I nearly killed you. Here's a dog. Yeah, but it's pretty scary then. I mean, I'm sure he never forgave himself. I'm sure he's never forgiven himself for that. Like I was loud when that happened. I imagine. I imagine. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hopefully no one gets hurt anymore. Be careful out there. Got my jacket pocket caught on the door handle leaving my work the other day. Pulled my jacket off. Is that Rouster's extent of the trauma? He's like, my door handle took the jacket right off my shoulders. Assassin's Creed Black Friday, March 23rd. What, for Switch? Or what, did they redo it? Assassin's Creed. I know 007's coming out. I think they did a trailer or something. That looks interesting. I don't know. This year's weird. This year's weird. This year is so weird for me right now because it doesn't feel like the other year ended because of this basement issue. I'm actually looking forward to Assassin's Creed Flag and Sands of Time. I am looking forward to Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Yes. As fast. I don't think it has. Prince of Sands of Time? No, I'm looking forward to that. Ever since I got into Prince of Persia, which isn't the Prince of Persia, but whatever it is, the one that the Metroidvania that did get me into that universe. So I'm hoping they do something. But as far as Assassin's Creed Black, I never played Black Flag. I tell you, I keep playing the same Assassin's Creed game, and that's the one where you're in Boston. And I've played that intro level who knows how many times, and then I don't know, I just like stop playing the game always. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. We've got you, Purple. You'll be well again soon. Probably. You'll know next week. Or you'll know sooner. Because I was playing with who was I playing with? Audi, Zalik, and Rouse, your Orcs Must Die, and we were in my Discord. So I'm either gonna sound better or not as good, or I'm gonna be in chat. Which I don't know again. I don't know why I don't know. I don't think it's an allergic reaction. I just think I don't know. It's weird. You're gonna stream Black Flag? Syndicate. Oh, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. That's the one with that's the London one. Yeah. Like I said, well, my thing is right now, I'm excited for Mio coming out next week. A few weeks after that, I have Reanimal. I'm gonna probably do a video for Little Nightmares 3. My thoughts on. Did anybody in the chat play Little Nightmares 3? I don't think anybody did. I actually think the game is I don't rate it as bad as others. But I think I'm gonna do a video on that as for from that. You know, I did that other video the other time. Like I may like follow up on it within this Little Nightmares 3 video. So maybe I'll do that. Let us know, Neos. I think you're set up in my Discord, so it should go live when you go live. I'll push people to you. I'll push people to whoever wants it. Oh, Audi, I know. Your spleen. My goodness. Was this a planned procedure, Audi? I didn't get the Sticks game. I didn't get the Sticks game. Mio is the business. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mio's my game. I'm curious. Anytime you have skill trees, I think you can go either way, though. I'm not gonna lie. Skill trees like go one way or the other. You're going live soon, say like, all right, we'll push you there. Let us know. I'll hold and then we'll go. We'll push you people there. I'm just trying to heal up. If y'all want to see my Zelda fandom, the pillow I'm using, the pillow I use up here for my my stuff. It's a Zelda heart pillow. This is what I sit on when I'm up here.
for the coccyx pain bruise. It's still bruised. But it's like a little heart, you know, like where it turns around and it's like the Zelda heart. That's what I use. I haven't played Little Nightmares. You want to, but what? Could you do a video that compares the bifurcation between the family path Little Nightmares and Reanimal? Sure. I don't think I'll do what so we'll see what Reanimal is. Like I think I have my doubts about how like I'm excited about the game. It was my most look forward to game last year actually. But I think there's only so hard up game can be with two players. So I have my doubts on how solid of a game Little Nightmares or Reanimal will be. So what I'm actually going to be judging Reanimal by is how much of a complete game it is. Like how much of a smooth gameplay it is. Because Little Nightmares 3 had some issues as far as like hitbox and timing. And like some small game elements. Like in order to see certain things, you had to be like really looking really close. It was kind of interesting what they did from just a design perspective that I have some criticisms of. So I'm gonna be looking at how Reanimal does it. Like what is the gameplay like? And then I'll do something on like what is the story like. Oh no, Addie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Addie. Unplanned things are not the best. How far am I gonna go? Oh, the Nintendo, the Zelda one? Yeah, that's my thing. Well, you're a big Zelda fan, Serena. Um, oh, we had Zelda news today. I have Zelda news today. I didn't do it. I didn't show it. Where is that chip? Oh no, it's not Zelda news. This how out of it. We have Tomb Raider news. Sophie Turner as Laura Croft. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know how I feel about this one. Sophie Turner. I don't think she's that bad of an actress, but people have issues with her. I don't think I do, but Sophie Turner. She's from what is that game? Or Westeros. What is that? Game of Thrones. All right, no worries. Like I'm about to wrap up here soon. So it's a good way to complete backlog. That's cool, Neos. Butt plug? What are you talking? Who said that? What are y'all talking about? The internet market. She happy early. Yeah, I know. And well, Amy's birthday is coming up next Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Close enough to Zelda. It is. Who? I know I was way off, wasn't I? Oh no. What, say like you don't like her? Who is she again? She's the chick from Game of Thrones. Yep, y'all got it. There will be Zelda items in Animal Crossing though, so there is Zelda news. Oh yeah, are there? I didn't know that. We talked about it earlier, but I didn't know that. That's the Queen of the North. Is she? I forget. I forget what happens to that chick. Sophia is not my Laura. Oh my god. What is wrong with her? She's not that bad of a actor. I mean, I thought Stanza Stark or whatever Lanza, I forget what her name is in the show. But I thought she had an interesting story arc. I didn't think it was that bad. She's Jean Grey. What's going on, Torino Johnson? Oh my goodness, she's swinging for the fences. Jean Grey? Wait, is Jean Grey the one I like? No, she can't replace Fimica James. No, I like that. I like the old Jean Grey. Oh my goodness. Now that one I have a problem with. Stanza Stark. Okay.
Don't worry, Audi, you're not mentioning anything. Just watch the first 4 seasons. The last 4 are stupid. She's very bland. I don't think she's Jean Grey though. I don't know. Let me give her a chance. Let me give her because we haven't seen her in a while, right? And I gotta she's tall. I gotta cheer for her. I forgot she played Jean Grey. I mean, she's going for this. Laura Croft's gonna be interesting. Who would I want to see as a Laura Croft? You need someone who's super athletic. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't need someone super athletic. In my mind, you do. But I guess it makes sense. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. I've always just been a little bit more of a fan of what's HOTD? House of the Dragon. Oh my goodness. Y'all in these acronyms today. I don't know. I know how part of that one ends. She's forgettable as Jean Grey. Oh man, Ambi's coming for the heat with this one. Strong opinions about her. As I knew, someone else mentioned this today. Not today, this week. And they had a very strong opinion about her as an actress. And I'm like, for what? Like what does she do? Like people are upset with this chick. It's like the Selena Gomez of chicks, of actresses. Look at it this way. At least she's British. Versus who? What's her name? Angelina Jolie. Would you be mad at? But I mean, that doesn't make sense either because you have some British actors playing American actors. Like, do you think that's it? But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. People get upset about this type of stuff. I don't even watch these movies. I don't even watch these movies. I just like think. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting too old for it. I personally choose Zendaya as Laura Croft. Howdy, I think people would riot if Zendaya was Laura Croft. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Trino Johnson, would you want Zendaya? Do you think that's too far? Zendaya cannot be Laura Croft. That'll be an interesting one. That's like Brie Larson played Captain Marvel. Who's Brie Larson? Who's this chick? What was she in? I don't even know who this chick is. She's a very forgettable face. But at least they are classically trained and good as Americans. Classically trained? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? No. Oh, so you know what Zendaya? I told you. So Audi, there you go. Torino's like, no Zendaya as why not Torino Johnson? Because she's not British? Is that why? Throw Jennifer Lawrence playing Mystique into the bad casting hat. Jennifer Lawrence playing Mystique? That's the blue chick, right? Man, I don't know anything about like whoever these things. I feel like people are too quick to judge. Give her a chance. Serena, I can see that. That's how I am. I'm like, I don't. I guess she wasn't terrible in Game of Thrones. Like, if y'all want like bad, who's like a bad actor? Like, there are like bad actors where I'm just like, oh man, get this person off. I can't stand this person. Matt Damon. I can't stand that guy. We talked about that last week. Can't stand that dude. If you made Matt Damon a superhero, I'd be upset. You know what I mean? Zendaya needs to keep doing what she's doing. She's about to get married, right? I don't keep up with these kids. Like, I don't know why this is like news. Why should I need to know she needs to play to her strengths? What are her strengths? I did not know Neutrino Johnson was he's like a tastemaker when it comes to actors and actresses. How about Isa Gonzalez? Who's that? Who's this chick? I don't think I've ever seen her. The Ministry of Urgent, the Ministry of Ungentleman, Baby Driver, Ambulance, Fountain of Youth. I never seen any. I've not seen. I just realized now I've not seen anything y'all are talking about. Like I've not seen any of these things. Matt Damon as Laura Croft, probably. I could see that working. She was playing the game, but maybe that was just the character. I didn't read the books like Roster did. For who? For her? I didn't think she was that bad. Her character was just, like, what is her character got? Like, her character is literally like this girl who wants to become queen, who's like super like princessy, right? And then she starts to become independent. Like that's her story arc. When you compare that story arc to her sister, who becomes like an assassin, like, yeah. Or what's another actress? Another one who becomes the mother of dragons. Yeah. Or who's another one? Cersei Lannister, evil villain queen. Yeah. The chick who was useless, who becomes independent. She's not going to stand up to those other characters. Do folks ever consider none of this stuff is made for us anymore? Maybe both Brie Larson and the Isa Gonzalez, I have no idea who they are. I could see these people, they look like someone randomly at the bodega. Like I would not know who they were. They would be like, that's Brie Larson. I'll be like, who's Brie Larson? Now Sylvie is so good at the character that people really dislike her. But what's there to dislike about her? What did she do that was so bad? What did she do that was so bad? Who was that guy who played Luke Skywalker? I cannot stand him. Like the original Luke Skywalker? Mark Hamill, I don't know anyone dislike. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Serena. I don't know. Like, Audi is like adamant about Mark Hamill. What movies do you watch? Last time we were talking about horror movies. I do watch like classics. It has to be a classic film. Maybe that's the thing. Right now, there are no classic movies. Like these are all forgettable movies. Like I'm not even trying to like throw shade. Like I'm sure she's a great actress. I'm sure these people are. But I'm just gonna be like I just listed Isa Gonzalez and Brie Larson, whoever these two people are. Between the two of them, they're in like 12 different films. I've not heard any of those films. And that could just be an age thing. I'm 100% aware of that. Like I'm not hip on the cool, like who's in the know and stuff. But I'm pretty sure I've never heard of this stuff. And that's the thing. Like I work in New York City. So anytime you just walk down the street, there's a billboard of like the new movie coming out. The buses have all the advertisement, the subways have it. I never see any of this stuff. And maybe it's just because I'm in my own world. Maybe that. I'm a film director. I know casting. I have 6 cents about it. Oh, is that it? How dare you? Matt Damon is a national treasure. No, he's not. Oh my goodness. Is that from Google Hunting? It's been downhill since that movie for him, by the way. Who? You put someone up there with Sigourney Weaver and Gillian Anderson? Are you serious? Do you know what you just did? Sigourney Weaver is timeless, right? Who did you wait? What actress did you just say? Did you just say Sophie Turner or what? Brie Larson? You, look, it's like comparing. Who was it? Someone was like trying to go at Madonna the other like month, I think. And it's like if you can recreate yourself numerous times and play numerous characters, like that's amazing, right? Gillian Anderson went from a sidekick in the X-Files to being like like oh my goodness. If y'all have not seen The Fall, classic. Classic. Like so much tension. Like I say this, when you can convey emotion and feeling and not say anything, like that's super powerful to come through on camera. Gillian Anderson can do that. And then Sigourney Weaver, I mean, she's just iconic. When I audition an actor, I know right away, really? Well, yeah, you're the director, you should. That's super cool. So he has other transferred her physique into that of an adventurer. What, she gained some muscle? She looked good in some of those dresses. I'm not gonna lie. Her outfits, her costumes. Later roster, yeah. Sinners is a classic. Don't Tell Cowboy. I thought Sinners was really good. I thought Sinners was really. I thought it was a complete story. You know what I mean? Mark Hamill endorsed Stadia. Did he really? No, he didn't. She was really played bratty and was a problem to other characters in the story. Her character was a selfish character and caused Ned Stark to get killed. Yeah, that's like season 1. You can't hold that against her. How about Anya? Who? Who? I have no idea who you just said. Oh my goodness, there's several Anya characters. Who did you just say? Anna Chalatra? She doesn't even have movies by her name. She's in The Witcher, Two Neighbors, Commando. I haven't seen any of these. I haven't seen any of these. But she's British, so I'll give her a pass. I'll give her a pass. She looks like she could do a good job. But I don't know her. I don't watch TV, y'all. Like I think that's what we just found out here. But a drink gave me a cold, not a single member of the population. That's what happened to me. Are you making fun of me, Marcus? No, she's not. No, oh my goodness, Ali, stop it. Is that it? Isn't a national treasure when we need to stop saving him in all his films? No, Matt Damon is, I don't know. The Fall is a great show. The Fall was amazing. Fun fact, Brie Larson was the third choice to be Captain Marvel. The first was Emily Blunt. When I just saw her, it looked like Emily Blunt. From a glance, I thought, I know who Emily Blunt is. No, you're not. A lot of people didn't like it. Cowboy doesn't like it. I think for me, Sinners, I'm not gonna be like, oh, so God. I just think it was like a interesting enough story. I thought it was like really on the nose with like the messaging. So I don't like stories that are so on the nose like that. It like I'll be able to analyze it on a car ride. Like I like things like I can come back to and think and be like, oh, did this what they meant or what this? I thought Sinners was like what I call mass market intellectualism, which is it's intellectualism for like the lowest denominator. You know what I mean? And so But I thought overall it told a complete story, which is all I can really ask for. He played the Joker in Batman, the animated series, in Batman Beyond. He did? I didn't know that. Neos, you weren't even alive. Stop it. Stop. Y'all, get Neos away from. Neos, you weren't alive during the Batman animated series. Stop it. Like, stop it. You're right about conveying emotional velocity. Our first film in film school required us to make a film without using dialogue. That is a true test of skill. It's a true test of writing as well. When you can convey so much, like we call it in writing, you call it like in the white space, where you let the white space do the lifting. Like that's super, super impressed. So like when I look at Gillian Anderson, like she's not like a very mouthy character. That's why I always put Gillian Anderson in the same category as I said her name last week. Um, the one who plays the mayor of Easttown. I put those two in the same category. They're able to like convey so much without speaking, which I think that's really cool. Really, I did not know that, Zarina. Wavetail, which launched as its time exclusive for Google State. I loved Wavetail. Wavetail's a good one. I thought Wavetail had a good stop. What do you mean stop it? Neos, you were not alive during the Batman animated series. You're not convincing me. All right, later, Simpleton. Yeah, I think I'm about to push off too. Wait, the W kids. Last year in the life of Chuck. I'm gonna have to watch these. Y'all have so many things. Last week I have a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to come back to it. Just like Just League and Static Shock. I don't even know who Static Shock is. Y'all have too many. Y'all have too many names for these things. But I think Simpleton, like I'm gonna have to like clear up my throat. Like it's really, it's not gone, but it's pretty gone. So I do wanna thank everybody for coming by, bearing with me with my throat. Oh, Zuri, you like Life with Chuck? I'll have to watch it then. I'll have to watch it. But bear with me with my voice, and as well as just coming by. Super great to see everybody. And I know Zalik is streaming. So please go check her out. Give her a like and a subscribe. Mark Hamill is amazing. My goodness, I did not know this was going to become a Mark Hamill fan club. Okay, it went really fast. Static Shock was the bomb. What are y'all talking? Oh my jeez. Oh my jeez. And I think Neos is also streaming later. But thanks for coming by. I'm going to try to get a lot of NyQuil in Night Theraflu in right now. But with that said, I will see you all next week. All right, take care. Later. Do, 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 do.